Brits waste around 20 million slices of bread, 3.1 million glasses of milk, and 800,000 apples every single day. And when you add that up, it's estimated that the average UK family throws away more than £800 worth of food every single year. That's £800 literally going straight into the bin.
So today, we wanted to look at this from a slightly different angle. As two qualified accountants, we focus a lot of time looking at efficiency and waste. And food shopping is one of those areas where small changes can make a huge difference over time. So in this video, we're going to run through the only 15 food items that you need if your goals are to keep meals simple, reduce food waste, and save money over time.
Now, before we start, there are a couple of obvious caveats. If you have food intolerances, allergies, or specific dietary needs, then your list might look slightly different. And we're not saying you should never buy treats, desserts, or enjoy eating out. But if we're being completely strict about minimizing waste and keeping food costs down, these are the 15 items we would build almost every meal around.
Let's start with protein, which is the foundation for most meals. The first item is chicken, which is incredibly versatile and easy to cook. You could use it in salads, curries, pastas, wraps, salad bowls, and many other dishes.
Next up is beef mince. This is another great option that's relatively cheap, especially if you buy it in large packs. Beef mince can be turned into things like bolognese, chili, burgers, meatballs, or tacos. It freezes very well, which means you can buy it in bulk and reduce the chance of food going to waste.
The third protein is smoked haddock. Now, this one might surprise most people, but it's actually very good value. You can often get around 600 grams for roughly £4, and it works really well in things like fish pie, pasta dishes, or just served with rice and veg. And then we have tuna, which is probably one of the best value sources of protein in the entire supermarket. Tin tuna lasts a long time in the cupboard and can be used in so many different dishes. It's quick, convenient, and extremely affordable.
Next is eggs. Eggs are one of the most versatile foods you can buy. They can be scrambled, poached, fried, boiled, or even turned into omelettes. They're cheap, high in protein, and can work for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Now onto carbohydrates, and the first two here are rice and pasta. Now these are extremely cheap, easy to cook, and very filling. But more importantly, they pair perfectly with the protein options that we've just mentioned. Tuna pasta, chicken and rice, beef bolognese. When you think of food like building blocks, you can mix and match these different ingredients to create tons of different meals without needing a huge shopping list.
Next up is vegetables, because this is where many households lose the most amount of money. A lot of people buy fresh vegetables with good intentions, but then they sit there in the fridge and eventually get thrown away. One simple solution to this is mixed frozen vegetables. Nutritionally, frozen vegetables are almost identical to fresh vegetables because they're usually frozen shortly after being harvested. But the big advantage is they last much longer. You can take out exactly what you need and put the rest back in the freezer. This massively reduces food waste.
We also need to add fruit to the list, and this is one of those areas where there is some flexibility. Frozen fruit or fresh fruit both work really well, so go with whatever you prefer. Berries, bananas, apples, it really doesn't matter which ones you pick. What's important is having a few different options each week that you actually enjoy eating.
For breakfast, one of the best staples you can have is oats. Oats are incredibly cheap, very filling, and surprisingly nutritious. A simple bowl of oats with some fruit can keep you full for hours. And it's one of the most cost-efficient breakfasts you can have. Next, we have what we like to call the dairy trio: milk, butter, and cheese. Milk is useful for teas, coffees, and cooking. Butter adds flavour when cooking and works for things like toast or baking. And cheese is incredibly versatile, whether it's used in sandwiches, pasta dishes, omelettes, or melted on top of meals. Finally, we've finished the list with two absolute British staples. The first is bread. A good quality loaf can be used for toast, sandwiches, quick meals, and breakfast. And the last item on the list is baked beans, because sometimes the simplest meals are the best. Beans on toast, especially with bit of melted cheese on top is actually a surprisingly balanced meal. It's cheap, filling, and quick to prepare. So those are the 15 foods we would build our entire weekly shop around if the goal was to reduce waste and keep costs low. Simple ingredients, lots of flexibility, and meals that are actually easy to make. And when you remember that the average UK household wastes around £800 of food every year, even cutting that number in half could mean £400 back in your pocket annually. And if that money was invested each year instead of being thrown away with spoiled food, it could be grown into thousands of pounds over time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because we post new videos every single week focusing on helping you save money and build wealth.